A transport ship's engines hummed their final note as they powered down on the frozen wasteland of Kepler 442c. Captain Marcus Kane stood in the cargo bay, watching the ramp lower to reveal an endless expanse of ice and howling wind. The bitter cold rushed in immediately, cutting through his standard-issue jumpsuit like a blade. "This is your stop, human," growled Commander Voss, the reptilian leader of the Galactic Council's Enforcement Division. His scales gleamed under the harsh lighting as he gestured toward the desolate landscape. "The Council has decided that your species poses too great a threat to galactic peace." Marcus turned to face the alien commander, his breath already forming. "Clouds in the frigid air. You're making a mistake. Humanity has done nothing but try to integrate peacefully with the galactic community." "Peaceful?" Voss's forked tongue flicked out mockingly. "Your species conquered your entire homeworld in mere millennia. You wage war on each other with weapons that could crack planets. The projections show that within a century, humans would dominate the galaxy." "Those are just projections," Marcus protested, his hands clenching into fists. "We've changed. We've evolved beyond our violent past." "The Council disagrees," Voss replied coldly. "You will serve as an example to any other humans who might venture into our territory. This planet will be your tomb." The ramp began to close, and Marcus realized they were serious. He had been Earth's first ambassador to the Galactic Council, sent to establish diplomatic relations with the dozens of species that populated this sector of the galaxy. Instead, he had been tried, convicted, and sentenced to death for crimes his species might commit in the future. As the ship lifted off, its thrusters melting the ice beneath it into steam, Marcus pulled his thin jacket tighter around his shoulders. The temperature was already dropping, and he could feel the cold seeping into his bones. He had perhaps a few hours before hypothermia set in. He began walking, though he had no idea where he was going. The landscape was uniformly white and barren, broken only by the occasional ice formation that jutted up from the ground like frozen teeth. The wind carried a haunting melody that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Hours passed. Marcus's feet had gone numb, and he could no longer feel his fingers. His breath came in ragged gasps, and ice crystals formed on his eyelashes. Just as he was beginning to accept his fate, he saw something that made him question his sanity. Lights. Warm, golden lights dancing through the blizzard ahead of him. He stumbled forward, unsure if he was hallucinating. As he drew closer, the lights resolved into the outline of a structure, a graceful spire that seemed to grow from the ice itself. The architecture was unlike anything he had ever seen, with flowing curves and surfaces that seemed to shift and change as he watched. Before he could reach the building, figures emerged from the swirling snow. They moved with fluid grace, their forms tall and elegant. As they approached, Marcus could see that they were humanoid, but clearly not human. Their skin had a subtle luminescence, and their eyes were large and expressive, filled with what looked like concern. "You are injured," one of them said, her voice like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. She was tall and willowy, with features that seemed to have been carved from starlight itself. "Come, we must get you to warmth." They supported him as he walked, and Marcus marveled at their strength despite their delicate appearance. Inside the spire, the temperature was perfectly comfortable, and soft light emanated from the walls themselves. The beings, he learned they were called the Luminari, tended to his frostbite with practiced efficiency. "Why did they leave you here?" asked the one who had first spoken. Her name was Lyra, and she seemed to be their leader, Marcus explained. His situation, watching their expressions grow more troubled with each word. The Luminari exchanged glances that seemed to convey entire conversations. "The Council fears what humans might become," Lyra said finally. "But we have studied your species for some time. We see not just the potential for destruction, but the capacity for incredible growth and compassion. "You've been watching us?" Marcus asked. From a distance, another luminary named Vera explained. "We rarely interact with other species, but humans fascinate us. Your ability to change, to overcome your nature through conscious choice, it is remarkable." Over the following days, Marcus learned that the luminary had been monitoring various species throughout the galaxy for centuries. They were ancient, wise, and possessed technology that made the Galactic Council's achievements look primitive. Yet they remained hidden, observing and learning. "The Council makes decisions based on fear," Lyra told him as they walked through their crystal gardens. "They see only the potential for harm and ignore the potential for good. We have learned that suppressing a species rarely leads to the peace they seek." "So what happens now?" Marcus asked. "I can't stay here forever, and I can't return to Earth without starting an interstellar war." Lyra smiled, and it was like watching the sunrise. "Who says you must choose between staying and leaving? The galaxy is vast, and there are many who would welcome humanity's unique perspective. The Council may speak for many species, but they do not speak for all." She gestured to the stars visible through the transparent walls of the spire. "We have contacts throughout the galaxy species who value diversity and growth over conformity and stagnation. They have been waiting for the right moment to challenge the Council's authority." Marcus felt hope stir in his chest for the first time since his capture. "You're talking about revolution." "We prefer to think of it as evolution," Vera said with a gentle laugh. "The galaxy has grown stagnant under the Council's rule. Perhaps it is time for a change, and perhaps humanity is the catalyst needed to spark that change." As Marcus looked out at the alien stars, he realized that what the Council had intended as an execution had become something else entirely, a beginning. The luminary had not just saved his life. They had offered humanity a chance to find its place in a galaxy that needed exactly what his species could provide. The cold planet that was meant to be his tomb had instead become the birthplace of a new alliance, one that would reshape the galaxy's future. And it had all started with the kindness of alien beauties who saw potential where others saw only threat.